On May 24th, 2015, user Urkel91 posted this on Twitter. I'm not calling it the other thing. And it reads as follows. LeBron is 30. This f***ery won't go on for much longer. Thank God. Well, it's been a decade since this post, and if you've been paying even the smallest bit of attention to LeBron James' career over the past 10 years, you know good and well that the f***ery has gone on for much longer. In honor of the king turning 40 and still somehow, some way playing at a high level when he's supposed to be on a beach somewhere retired, let's look back at the top 10 times the f***ery continued. Number 10, had a better year from three than Steph Curry. LeBron came into the league with a ton of promise and potential, and almost from the jump, you could see that his talent was going to translate quickly to the pros. But if he had one weakness, one hole in his game, it would be his perimeter shooting. Teams would use it to their advantage, and LeBron noticed and started to put in the work to improve his shooting.
I just want to be able to, not have any weaknesses, and allow a defense to dictate what I do. Because of the Spurs and a lot of my early years is part of the reason why my jump shot is a lot better today. My first finals appearance in 2007, they went under everything. And I didn't shoot the ball. I wasn't comfortable with shooting the ball at that point in time in my career.
But by the 2023-2024 season, though, you wouldn't know this is a guy people used to go under the screen on. That year, LeBron had his best year from three-point distance, highlighted by tying a career high with 9 three-point makes against the Brooklyn Nets on March 31st. He finished that year shooting 41% from three, which was good enough for 29th best shooter in the league by percentage, finishing just above Miles McBride, Alex Caruso, Steph Curry. Wait, Steph Curry? But don't look at the number of attempts, though. Don't worry about that. 41% is more than 40.8%. You know what I'm saying? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Don't think about it. Anywho, LeBron James, a guy who came into the league and everybody was like, let him shoot. Worked on his shot so much that he ended up having a better shooting year percentage-wise than the greatest shooter to ever play the game. That's some real. Number 9. Led the NBA in assists. Taking a look at LeBron's basketball reference page is an adventure. For one, did you know that some of LeBron's nicknames include the L Train, the Little Emperor, and the Akron Hammer? The more you know. But that's not why we're here. Eric Spoelstra was once quoted as saying, if we played LeBron at any of the 5 positions, he would be the best in the league at that position. Look at his position log line over the course of his career. He was Rookie of the Year as a shooting guard, won multiple MVPs as a small forward and a power forward in Cleveland and Miami, won a championship in 2020 as a point guard, and made the All-NBA team as a center, making him the first and only player in NBA history to be listed at all 5 positions in their NBA career. And all of them could have made the list on its own, but it's what he did in 2020 that's the true f***ery. LeBron has always been an incredible passer. Jeff Van Gundy once said he's going to go down as one of the all-time great scorers, yet his second best skill is his passing. His passing is truly magical. And in his first year as a full-time point guard in his career, he led the NBA in assists with just over 10 hoopers per game. He's always been the sun which the other planets orbit on the offensive end, but waking up one morning and deciding that he's just going to lead the NBA in assists? Yeah, that's f***ery. Number 8, 2024 Olympic MVP. On September 10th, 2023, Team USA finished 4th at the FIBA World Cup in the Philippines, and folks were rightfully disappointed and worried about the upcoming Olympics in France the next year. So naturally, the next day, Shams tweets that LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry are prepared to commit to representing Team USA. And of course, fans start to lose their minds. LeBron, KD, and Steph sharing the court at the same time? Sounds like basketball heaven. But a question would arise. Who would be the top dog? James, Durant, and Curry had run the league for so long, but they were getting up there in age with LeBron, KD, and Steph all coming off years 21, 16, and 15 for each of them respectively. And guys like Jason Tatum coming off a championship run, with Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton coming off their eye-opening postseason runs to the conference finals. I'll give you one guess to who was the best player to and through the Olympics. Number 6, the winning layup against South Sudan, closing out Germany in the final game of the exhibition stage. He averaged 14.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 10.2 assists, leading the team in dimes, sharing the team lead in assists, and would have led them in scoring 2 if it wasn't for the light-skinned fucker, his words, not mine, going crazy in the last 2 games, and was named to the Olympic All-Star 5 and named the MVP of the entire tournament. being the second oldest men's player on the basketball side, coming off his 21st year in the NBA at 39 years old, and to leave the Olympics with the MVP award? Next level Number 7, first player with 30K points, 10K rebounds, and 10K assists. With this pass to Carmelo Anthony, LeBron recorded his 10,000th NBA assist. A special moment for sure, but nothing too crazy, right? I mean, when somebody plays for as long as LeBron does, they're bound to rack up stats, no? Of all the guys who have played 20-plus seasons in the NBA, only LeBron, Kareem, Kobe, and Dirk have over 30K points. LeBron, Kareem, Robert Parrish, Kevin Willis, and KG are the only players with 10K boards, and Chris Paul joins LeBron as the only one with 10K assists. Do you notice a pattern? The list of NBA players in NBA history with at least 9,000 rebounds and 9,000 assists has just one name on it. What's special about this particular brand of fuckery is that there's so many NBA legends that have stacked up numbers in particular areas. Wilt in rebounds, Stockton in assists and steals, Keem in blocks, just to name a few. By becoming the first and only NBA player to collect 30K points, 10K assists, and 10K rebounds, he put to paper what we've known for a long, long time, and that's that he's one of the most complete players to ever grace this game. Number 6, winning the 2020 NBA championship. The Lakers came into the 2019-2020 season with a heightened sense of optimism. After missing the postseason the year before, LA sent 3 of their talented youngsters in Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Josh Hart to New Orleans in a blockbuster deal to bring Anthony Davis to Staples Center, while also signing Danny Green, Avery Bradley, and Dwight Howard in free agency. Laker fans were obviously feeling good, but the media wasn't as confident. The Lakers' then hallway neighbors, the Clippers, had just signed the reigning Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard and traded for All-Star Paul George, and the Bucks were coming off an Eastern Conference Finals appearance with the MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. Even the Sixers were getting championship love over the Lakers. So how did LeBron and the Lakers respond? Just by starting the year 24-3 with the NBA's best defense. Off the court, however, things weren't as ideal. On January 6, 2020, Lakers legend Kobe Bryant, along with his daughter Gianna and 7 others, tragically perished in a helicopter accident, the day after LeBron had passed Kobe for 3rd on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Then in March, the NBA was suspended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. When the league returned to action in July with the creation of the NBA bubble in Orlando, people still had their questions about LeBron and the Lakers, but they just kept on rolling. Beat the Blazers in 5, beat the Rockets in 5, beat the Nuggets in 5, all while finishing second in MVP voting and getting first-team All-NBA honors. The Heat would put up a fight in the NBA Finals, but it was all for naught, as the Lakers would win in 6, and James would become the first player in NBA history to win Finals MVP with 3 different teams. In a year marked by loneliness and loss, LeBron made good on his promise to LA when he signed, and brought the Lakers their 17th championship in his 17th season. Number 5, LeBronto. The woke mob has taken the word owner out of sports. The NBA specifically calls them governors now. But I want this to be as crystal clear as the skies over Bozeman, Montana at night. LeBron James owns the city of Toronto. Raptor fans, look away. It's about to get real ugly. 2016 was the first time in Raptors history that the ball club had made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. After losing the first 2 games in Cleveland, the Raps would rally at home and tie the series up at 2-2 with everything to play for and a bright future ahead. The Toronto Raptors would never beat LeBron James in a playoff game again. Not a series, not over 7 games, a playoff game ever again. LeBron and the Cavs would make quick work of the Raptors in the next 2 games of the series, winning games 5 and 6 by 38 and 26 games respectively, earning a berth to the NBA Finals in the process. They would meet again in 2017, and defending champion LeBron would put them on notice early and often. Averaging 36, 8, and 5, LeBron made quick work of the Raptors, winning 3 games by double digits on the way to a clean sweep. And if you thought 2017 was bad, 2018 is... yikesville. The 2018 Raptors came into the series with the best record in the East at 59-23. Having home court advantage this time, Toronto really felt like this was it. This was their time. This was their year. LeBron James had different ideas. A double-digit lead in 4th quarter of Game 1? That's light for the King. He and the Cavs walked down the Raptors and beat the Raps in OT to open the series. Not bad at all though, right? It's just one game. It happens. Nope, it gets worse. Game 2 started off as a tight affair with the Raptors leading by 2 at halftime. After an intermission, however, the Cavs came out of the tunnel with their tails on fire and put their stamp all over the game. And then it happened. An avalanche of buckets from LeBron. Pascal Siakam, come get this work. OG Anunoby, barbecue chicken. Kyle Lowry, don't even see him. CJ Miles, Pat, wait, CJ Miles is here. Okay, hey, what a real hooper. Hey, real ball knowers know about CJ Miles, man. He can get a bucket, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it was fadeaway after fadeaway after fadeaway after fadeaway after freaking fadeaway in the fourth by LeBron, who racked up 43 points and 14 assists. Cavs took the first 2 games on the road against the Raptors. And guess what? It somehow gets worse. Cleveland were up 17 in the third, but Toronto had come all the way back to tie the game up at 103 with 8 seconds left. The Raptors had to have this one in order to keep their season alive. And gosh darn it, they did their best. But like death, taxes, and Thanos, he is inevitable. A fall-away, one-legged floater off glass, fading to the left. What kind of shot is that? Do you practice that shot? Do you shoot that shot?
Step back, one-legged. What kind of shot is that? Have you ever shot that shot? Do you work on that shot?
For LeBron, it doesn't matter, but that right there was the final nail in the coffin for the Raptors. I mean, look at Valanciunas on the bench, the shot goes in, bro. He buries his head in his hands. He almost falls to his knees. Okay, he can't believe what he just saw. We can't believe what we just saw. The only thing that we do know for damn sure is that this series is completely over, and the Raps confirmed that by getting blown out by 35 big ones in Game 4. It was such an outrageous result for the Raptors that Dwayne Casey, who would go on to be Coach of the Year that year, would get fired in the offseason, and that the Raptors would go ahead and trade their all-star DeMar DeRozan for Spurs Kawhi Leonard. Some will argue that it all worked out, and hey, maybe it did. But for 3 years in a row, I knew it, you knew it, all of North America knew it. LeBron owned Toronto. Number 4, 2018 LeBron. 09 Bron had the athleticism. 2013 Bron was a defensive menace. 2020 Bron had the playmaking. 2024 LeBron had the three-pointer going. 2018 Brown had all of it. He averaged 27.5 points, 9.1 assists, and 8.6 rebounds in the regular season, which garnered him all MVP first-team honors, along with being the 2018 All-Star MVP, the 2018 AP Athlete of the Year, and finishing second in MVP voting. For most NBA players, that's a career year. But LeBron James is just getting started. The 2018 playoffs from LeBron was one of the most complete postseasons a player has ever had. He averaged 34, 9, and 9 through the playoffs with some of the most incredible postseason games we've ever seen. Let's go through some of the highlights, shall we? He had games of 46, 44, and 46 en route to a 7-game series win against the Pacers. We already covered what LeBron did to the city of Toronto in the semifinals, and he followed that up by reestablishing himself as enemy number 1 in Boston by scoring 42 with a triple-double, 44, 46 with an almost triple-double, and finish up that series by playing all 48 minutes in Game 7, where he had 35, 15, and 9, and made every single play, except for the one time he didn't and Tatum boomed on him, but we don't talk about that. Nevertheless, in one of the greatest modern-day carry jobs we've ever seen, a year 15 LeBron James took a team that had J.R. Smith and Jeff Green in top 3 minutes played in the regular season to the NBA Finals. His reward for all that hard work? A date with the Kevin Durant Warriors. What could LeBron do against one of the most stacked rosters in the history of sports? Oh, nothing. Let me just see here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
A few moments later.
Okay. Score 51 points on 69% true shooting, grab 8 boards, and give out 8 helpers. Let me say that again. LeBron James had 51 points in an NBA Finals game. And the only reason we don't talk about it more is because the Warriors won that game because J.R. Smith forgot to score. A real brief aside, we're really quick to talk about J.R.'s gaff, and like rightfully so. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, come on. But what we never talk about is George Hill, an 81% free throw shooter, missing when the lights are bright. You know, like it kind of gets lost, but I digress. The Warriors went on to sweep the Cavs and complete the back-to-back because, duh, of course. But the fact that LeBron was able to get them there at all is a testament to just how incredible he was that year, and it's another example of his f***ing. Number 3, the double-digit scoring streak. In a January 5th, 2007 game against the Bucks, LeBron James scored 8 points. In every single regular season game since then, he has finished the game scoring in double digits, which doesn't sound too wild just off the rip, but then you remember that was nearly 18 years ago. The Sopranos was still dropping episodes the last time LeBron scored in single digits during the regular season. In fact, here's a list of things that didn't exist the last time LeBron scored in single digits during the regular season. The iPhone, the MCU, Netflix original programming, Instagram, the Kindle, a black US president. What? I mean, we could be here all day. What makes this specific instance of f***ery even more incredible is how he kept that streak alive. Early in the second quarter, in a game against the Atlanta Hawks in 2021, LeBron had 7 points when Solomon Hill, recklessly I might add, dove into LeBron James' ankle while going for a loose ball. LeBron writhed in pain on the floor, but eventually get up and stay in the game. On the very next play, he drills a contested corner three and then would leave the game and would go on to mix the next 20 for the Lakers. The streak, which would have been incredible and historic already if it understandably ended right there, instead stayed alive for another 3+ seasons and puts the chance of anybody beating this record completely out of reach. Think about it. The next guy on the list is Michael Jordan, and even he's nearly 400 games back. LeBron's double-digit scoring streak is one record that will stand the test of time and never be broken by anybody ever. Hey, speaking of unbreakable records, number 2. Becoming the all-time leading scorer. On June 11, 2009, Basketball Forum user Mr. Raza asked, is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record unbreakable? Carbo04 responded later that day saying, I saw this a little while ago. Great stuff. As for the record, I won't say impossible, but it's not very likely. That same day, Piolo_Pasquale replied to Mr. Raza's post with 4 prophetic words. LeBron James, brother. LeBron motherfucking James. Well, nearly 5,000 days after that reply, LeBron accomplished what Piolo_Pasquale imagined he would do all those years before. With a fadeaway jumper over Kenrich Williams on February 7th, 2023, James would become the NBA's new all-time leading scorer, passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Quick side note, I love that Thomas Bryant is sealing his defender, like the ball's coming, like it's just an incredible bit by him. Love that. Of course, LeBron didn't stop at 38,388 and became the first and only NBA player to score 40,000 points in the regular season against the Denver Nuggets on March 2nd, 2024. For a long time, folks thought the NBA's all-time scoring record might never be broken. But the biggest part of the f***ery is the fact that no matter what LeBron has done and where he's been, he's always gotten those buckets. Wherever Piolo_Pasquale is right now, I hope they're having a wonderful day and using those powers of foresight for good. Now, number 1 on the list is super obvious. It's one of the greatest accomplishments in sports history, so we don't even have to do any pretense. Let's just get right into it. Number 1, LeBron gets Bronny drafted. This is the ultimate type of f***. There is no higher level of f*** than getting your son drafted into the NBA freaking A. Did Mike get his son drafted to the league? No. Guys, I'm joking. I'm joking. It is impressive though. Like, when you think about it, like how many guys have gotten their kids drafted just off the strength of them? You know what I mean? Like, look, David Beckham owns Inter Miami, and even he couldn't get his son first team minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of nuts, but let's be serious. Let's actually get to number 1. Number 1, LeBron leads the Cavs back down 3-1. Yeah, like this was always gonna be number 1. Like there was no other option. Like when I was making the list, the first thing I had on the list was this being number 1, because it's quite literally one of the most improbable and insane things that's ever happened in sports, ever. Let's lay it all out there so we can properly understand how insane and impossible this upset was. Prior to 2016, no team in NBA history had come back down 3-1 in the NBA Finals. If that wasn't enough of a hill to climb, the Cavs were facing the Golden State Warriors, who had rewritten the history books and finished the regular season 73-9. The Cleveland Cavaliers were down 3-1 in the NBA Finals to the team with the best record in NBA history. The Dubs felt so confident, Klay Thompson decided to engage in a little bit of trash talk.
Obviously, people have feelings, and people's feelings get hurt, even if they're called a bad word. I guess his feelings just got hurt.
What did you say Klay said?
Klay said, I guess he just got his feelings hurt.
LeBron heard the noise, and the rest was history.
Oh, my goodness.
In Game 5 on the road, LeBron put up 41 points, 16 boards, and 17 helpers to stave off elimination and bring the series back to Cleveland. In Game 6, LeBron followed up that performance with another 41 points, 11 assists, and 8 rebounds, and a big-time block on Steph Curry in the closing minutes. Speaking of a big LeBron James block in the closing minutes of the 2016 NBA Finals, let's get to Game 7. We can talk about the 27, 11, and 11 triple-double while playing all but 71 seconds. We can talk about how in just being there in Game 7, after being down 3-1 to a team that won the most games in NBA history, was an achievement all on its own. Mike Breen, let him know.
Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection!
Yes, Kyrie hit the big shot to win the chip. Let's not forget that. But the Cavs aren't in position to win that series without LeBron averaging 36.3 points, 11.7 rebounds, 9.7 helpers, along with 3 blocks and 3 steals in the last 3 games, and aren't in position to win Game 7 at all without the block. That right there is f***ery personified. You can argue between him and Michael all you want. That's between you and your God. But as we've seen here over the last couple minutes, there's been a whole lot of LeBron f***ery in the past decade. To be honest, there's probably a little bit more left. Father Time comes for everybody, and who knows when LeBron will finally answer the call. But one thing's for sure, but when it's all said and done, his longevity, combined with all the accolades and feats he's accomplished along the way, ensures that he will go down as one of history's most astonishing and preposterous athletes, which is a long way of saying yes, the will endure forever.